So okay, let's talk about that formula. Let's flip that light switch. Because I think, at one point in time, every single person that I know has probably dealt with this issue.
Well, through the thousands of people that I've worked with over the last 12 years, we've actually created a system, a 3-step system. And the first step in that system is healing and completing one's past, where you actually go, and if there's any abusive situations, any things that you made up, any pain from your early childhood, we take a look at what happened there. We dissect out what actually transpired and what you made up about yourself that didn't support you, what you made up about how good you are, or how lovable you are, or how worthy you are to access all the abundance in the world and all of the great things in life. And when you can see that there's a new interpretation, you can reframe what happened. People say you can't change history, but what we can change is our interpretations and our recollection of history, where we actually go back and we see that we were little children. We did the best that we knew how to do in a tough situation many times. And we have some empathy for what it was like for the other person to say the things that they said, maybe doing the best that they knew how to do. And maybe there's some forgiveness that we can lend to the scenario, where we no longer have that anger or that resentment toward what was done to us. And we see that it's all a learning, growing experience that allows us to be the person that we are today.
So you let go of the past. Then?
Then you assess what's present, what's so right now in my world. In all of these 6 areas of life, what's working optimally? And what's missing that if put into place would have me be happier, more fulfilled, more able to be self-actualized and abundant and all of the great things that we all want in life. So we look at, in the health and appearance section, what's missing there. In the finances section, what's missing in the relationships. And we go through each of the 6 areas. And then what we do is we have the courage to not be disempowered by the past, all the evidence that we've created that has told us that we're this. We're unlovable, we're not worthy, we're not good enough, we're somehow defective. We put that behind us and we live out of a declaration of who we declare ourselves to be. So we pick the qualities that we want to be known for, and we create a vision for our lives that is compelling, it's rewarding, it inspires us to move forward, and then we can go and manifest our vision through a number of exercises that we support people to map onto their lives, and it can be very rewarding and very fulfilling.
What are some of the things that people need to sort of look for in terms of identifying where they need to build their self-esteem?
Well, what we typically do is we support people to look at what's missing in each of these 6 areas of our lives. Where do you feel poorly about your health or your appearance? Are you overweight? Do you suffer relationship struggles? Are you constantly in turmoil? And one of the great keys that we look for is our emotional response. Are we angry a lot of the time? Are we afraid? Are we sad? Because those emotional triggers tell us that there's some mischief going on in our thinking. There's some mischief going on in our interpretations. And so through a simple exercise, we teach people how to reinterpret what happens in their lives in such a way that they can actually move their lives forward without those interpretations that give them the anger, the rage, the sadness. Some people are depressed, and they're depressed because of how they hold their relationships with people and who they are. And so we can clear that up in a snap, because all it takes is realizing that you made it up, and you can just as easily make up something that supports you as making up something that, well, she doesn't like me because, she didn't smile at me and she didn't pay attention to me, or whatever that is.
Right. Interesting. Now you're a lot of people are familiar with the movie The Secret, and there's a movie coming out called The Opus. You're involved in that. Part of that is being shot here in Calgary. I think a lot of people are very excited about it. What are you talking about on that program?
I'm talking about a lot of this same thing, and I'm talking about what does it take for someone to go wherever they are in life, diminished self-esteem, lacking success, broken relationships, not having a whole lot of fun or fulfillment, and what does it take for them to realize a vision for their lives as if you had a magic wand and I just gave it to you and you could wave it over every area of your life, your health and your appearance, your relationships, your finances, your occupation or your avocation, what you do to have fun and to recreate, your personal and spiritual development part of your life. All of these different areas, what if you could just reinvent all of those to be fulfilling and passionate, and you could just enjoy your life in every sense? And people hear that and they say, not me. But I'm here to tell you that all it takes is a decision and a declaration of who you have decided to be, and the courage to step into that.
Interesting. Thank you so much for chatting with us about this. Also, there is a free program that people can access. The website is selfesteemsystem.com, right? Talk about that.
That's correct. If any of our viewers go to selfesteemsystem.com, they can download an audio presentation called The 7 Steps to Soaring Self-Esteem, which gives people an overview of what it takes to go from wherever they are and into a dream life, into a life that is nurturing and supportive and happy and fulfilling and abundant and all of those things. And not only for themselves, but perhaps everyone knows someone in their lives that could use a little bit more self-esteem.
Thank you so much. It's a huge topic. We can talk for hours about it, obviously. Looking forward to seeing you on the Opus. And thanks for coming in today.
It's my privilege, Helena. Thank you.
Thank you. So we've been talking with Dr. Joe Rubino. For more information about him, you can log on to www.centerforpersonalreinvention.com.